then we moved to Michigan City. It was a Labor Day week.
48, yeah.
And then...
Yeah, you're talking about you moving to Minnesota. I mean, it was a much shorter ride, but to get down there, I rented a four-wheel trailer, pulled back to the office.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a piano and everything else. And I had made up a mattress and box spring on jacks, equipment, to have something on display right away. So the tires inflated to 32, and I got loaded. They looked like they were half flat. I checked them, and they were 32, so I had to put a lot more in. And I had to go quite slow, like 30, 35, and we went clear around Chicago. We didn't try to go through Chicago with this four-wheel trailer.
Yeah. Even longer.
And of course, the old Auburn had a two-speed rear end, 3.4 to 1 and a 5 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
And take out on the west side of Chicago, there's some good hills. I needed that 5 to 1 ratio because the old 100 horsepower wasn't 100 horsepower anymore. But we made it. Folks helped us unload, and
did you have a place all set up, lined up in Michigan City before you left?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'd been down and rented half the building at 226, 228 West Parker. I actually had a 228 part.
Mm-hmm.
There were two doors. Corin's TV and appliances had originally rented it, started out there, and then built a new place on Franklin Street, and kept half of this downstairs for piano and antenna assembly for TVs and whatnot.
So we lived in the back.
And we
We had a
lived
lot
in
of
the
room
back.
back there.
Wasn't too bad.
Then over the weekend, we moved in.
Yeah, then we
I enrolled the children over at St. Stan's because they were just a couple of blocks away.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 weeks of that, and Joanne comes home crying one day.
yeah.
She said, Mom, I have to learn Polish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You do not. Somehow or other, Ross, the children stood that year there.
Well, I think you made a reason. They're not. You went over and talked to them. I don't think they had to take it because they had no ancestry of Polish, and there was no reason for them to take it.
Mm-hmm.
I know they stayed there because Mrs. Weeda was a scout. She's a Brownie leader, and I think Irene was a scout.
So,
Then Daddy got sick at the end of that year. After 3 days of just shivering there in bed, I finally called the doctor. The doctor said, you better get him to a hospital. He had pneumonia.
that's where I got the shots I was telling you about. They were giving just small amounts of penicillin, and every 4 hours, day and night.
Oh,
Which
no.
side last time? We'll get the other side.
Oh, no.
And I think, if I remember rightly, I had 53 separate shots. I was black and blue, but it cured it.
Then I find out that I'm in the family way.
Okay, we're getting up to 50. No, we're around the
49.
49 with Claire.
1949, yeah.
So you moved.
Then Mom tells me, don't tell Ross.
Well,
He's sick enough. I'll never forget that. I thought, well, that's
as if that
all
was going to make me sick.
Well, so backtracking there, you had lived in Kenosha, came up to Kenosha. You said 45 or Chicago way, and we're up there. When did you move down to Michigan City?
Labor Day, 48.
That's what you said. That okay?
Right.
Okay.
Then,
We're up to 1950 with Claire then.
1949.
Second time I said it. Okay, 49.
I was born July 27th.
She's the only one.
27th.
Was it?
27.
In the meantime, Daddy had gotten a spinet organ,
Hmm.
and he started playing the
No,
organ.
not there. Not by 49.
49.
Didn't get that until 53. But though it wasn't going too good, yeah, true. Things, I was trying, we were just getting by with what I could make on the
Selling mattresses.
And so I thought I'd go out and look for a job. Of course, the Korean War was come on at that time, and Kingsbury Ordnance over beyond LaPorte was running.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went over there to get for a job. Well, I wanted in personnel again, but right at the time there was no room, so they hired me for an expediter and load lines. That's moving stuff in and out.
Again, Kingsbury is was a type of business.
Right, yes.
Ordnance plant, same
Yeah.
munitions. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so I was an expediter for about so many months, and finally got hired up into personnel and personnel assistant again.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's when I bought the organ, because I had a little extra money. Some friend of Bud, my brother's, was going to say he could get me an electric organ for a couple $100.
Mm-hmm.
We went up with him, took him up to Chicago. It was a Wabash, and what he had in mind was a Minchell Esty, and this created the tubes by tones by vacuum tubes. And, there would be about 4, and you could unplug the whole thing. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the fellow was showing me he was going to take one out and show me the mechanism of the electronics underneath. Some fellow there says, well, here's one already out. Well, I was looking at it, looking at the various condensers and what have you underneath, and there's a card on the back of it, taped to it, and I turn it over and look at it. It says it's impossible to keep this thing in tune. And so that's that. So we took the guy back. He was from Valpo, and I was up to pick up stuff for the mattress business, I guess. And went to Lyon and Healy, and they were offering you could rent it for 3 months, and what you paid, but they'd accept as down payment. So that's when I bought the spinner. Believe it or not.
And then,
Then
can't we skip some of this?
yeah, Korean War ended.
Well, you were playing with the boys at the Hotel Spalding.
No.
And then,
the first job I got was over the Elks Country Club. That lasted a few,
but
6
you were
weeks.
with the trio before your solos were on.
Oh no, I was Elks Country Club, and then I didn't get anything until that following New Year's at the Italian Village. And then I was out looking, and ran into El Rancho and talked to, turned out to be Don Oshinsky, Bob Bickle, and what was his name, piano man, was playing there, and he found out who I was, took my name, and sometime later he called up one evening and said, you playing? I said, no. He says, we'd like to try out with you. Can bring the organ out? I said, well, how much do you have to move? He said, well, drums and trombone. I said, well, come on in here. It's a little easier. So we came into 228 West Barker and practiced a couple hours. He said, well, I think it worked all right. We'll take it out. You start, they were playing, what, Fridays, Saturdays?
Mm-hmm.
Out at what is now, was the Stardust. It was Fernand's little Filipino had it right out at the Pines there at the cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play at the Spalding before you went out
No,
there?
ma'am. And we played out there and finally got the job at the town club at the Spalding. Just got started, and Bob decided he wanted to leave for another band. And so that left Don and I together. We tried a sax band, and
When Bob couldn't play and the other guy started playing, that's when things went
That's one of the haywire because he wouldn't practice and he tried to fake and he had too many wrong notes, which you don't do in the town. What was a nice place then, the town club.
Mm-hmm.
So we stayed together on various jobs that we could pick up. And
Then you went solo.
then his wife said, giving him heck, no more. And went solo.
And that went on. In the meantime, we found a place to build a house.
Well, we, what, 54?
1955.
We bought it in 54, wasn't it? You cashed in an insurance policy, and we got them, bought there are two lots. They're quite narrow there, of course, where we live, 1828, but